So, dark outside. I got to making it a bit late again. Things been busy. But yeah, I thought I'd take a shot at mystery. Now, the mystery genre. And obviously, the mystery genre is not a world genre, it's a plot genre. And it feels weird to even bring it up because everyone thinks that they know what mystery is about. But there are deeper issues when doing a mystery. The first issue, of course, is the one that's plainly obvious. You need a mystery. You need something that is unclear, something that is unanswered, and there needs to be a reason to look for the answer. And in practicality, what you do from there is just split up the answer into smaller bits so that different pieces of information can be found separately, and then you scatter it across whatever kind of quote unquote map you have. You hand some information to different people. You place clues in different places, and so on and so on. And if you are smart and want the audience to kind of discover the mystery on their own along the way, rather than just having it told to them in the end, you place added clues or you duplicate clues in different places. So if it's important that they know that two people are brothers, then you place that information in more than one place so that there are more chances for them to find out. And maybe you even have, if it's like a role playing game or a computer game, you can have clues being optional so that if the audience, the players, are falling behind, then a clue can pop up, maybe along with another clue. Sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning. I haven't been yawning at all until now. Maybe it's just because I'm talking more. But yeah, that's the basics of it. Find something that is unanswered. Find a reason for finding the answer, and split the answer across different sources. But beyond that, the mystery genre, when played well, makes the mystery an integral part of what is also happening. If you have a very generic, very, I don't want to say bad because they can be good, but very simple execution of the mystery can be complex. But if the execution of the mystery is simple, then people just go to places and have various challenges. Maybe they need to know something from a person, but that person fights them instead of just complying with them. Maybe they need to get a small item that has some part of the answer in it, but that item is in a dangerous place that they have to traverse. But that's simple. If you want to go beyond that, then the mystery, what the mystery is about, is also part of what influences what happens to the main characters along the way. So the simple, that might be a bad word to use in this case, but in this scenario, the simple example is to, or a basic example, I could call it. A basic example is that the mystery is a murder mystery or a crime mystery, and the objective, the goal, is to find out who is the perpetrator, who is the guilty party. And along the way, that guilty party, of course, wants to cover their tracks. The clues are not just hidden behind random challenges. Why am I yawning? They are protected by the perpetrator and anyone who has the perpetrator's interests at heart. Or maybe people who think that they're protecting the perpetrator, but in reality, they got it all wrong. They are accidentally protecting a person that doesn't need it. Mysteries like that bind the events that happen to the mystery itself instead of just making the mystery a matter of kicking in doors and picking up clues. And if you go farther along that, then every place, no matter how innocuous or innocent it might seem, every person they come across, every item they find, will have some role to play in the greater mystery. Every challenge that they face will be tied to the mystery. Let's see if I can whip up an example that isn't quite as basic as the other one. Let's say the mystery is that some supernatural being is trying to come through the veil or whatever you want to call it. It's trying to get into our world. And instead of just being about finding random old books that talk of the or talk old books that describe this being and having to break into places or having to threaten people or coerce people or trick people or maybe just convince people to hand over the books or artifacts or whatever. Instead of just having these random challenges along the way, every obstacle faced by the main characters will be tied to what that creature coming through is. If that creature is, let's just take something simple because my brain isn't able to whip up something complex on the spot. But if that creature is a creature of firepower, it's a fire demon or something, then they will find things in burned down buildings. They will find charred books. They will find people, perhaps even groups of people with bad burns. And all of these things may not seem like they are answers. They may just seem like they are random things along the way. But at some point, it becomes obvious that this is the fire powers of the demon reaching into our world. And that firepower may eventually come for them. Maybe they think that someone just chose, for whatever reason, to torch the place that they were looking for a book in because, hey, someone wants to kill us, they could burn the place down. But in reality, the fire is tied to the fire demon. It might be the fire demon doing it, or it might be worshippers who worship the fire of the demon and then solve their problem, so to speak, with fire. And all these things just seem like random challenges until it becomes clear what it's all about, why it's all fire all the time. And if it's less supernatural, if it's like a conspiracy mystery, then the challenges that they face along the way, the main characters, may seem like logical random challenges. The police are trying to stop them from breaking into some place, um, other people are trying to stop them from bothering them or getting in the way of things. But it turns out that this is a conspiracy, and these people play a role in that conspiracy. The police are on the payroll of someone, or the petty criminal is actually a direct henchman of some conspirator or something like that. And a lot of this, the point of these, I don't know if you call them meaningful challenges as opposed to random challenges, is that they seem random at first, but as the main characters move through the mystery, at some point they will realize what all these seemingly random challenges were, and a picture will start to form, and maybe they will even get enough of a picture that they can figure out more or less where new challenges will arrive. Maybe if they already know that the police is corrupt, they know that they cannot go to the police. They know that they should be afraid of the police, or at least cautious around them, because they found out that no, the police was not just trying to stop us from breaking into the museum. The police is on the payroll of the conspiracy. They are looking for us. No, that therapist wasn't just trying to figure out what she thought was someone with paranoid delusions. That therapist was on the payroll of someone who wanted us locked up, or wanted us to believe that we were crazy, so we wouldn't continue the investigation. And they can adjust accordingly. And it might be little bits here and there. First, they find out, oh, the police cannot be trusted, and then later they find out, oh, the therapist cannot be trusted, or it might all be in one go. If it's all in one go, then it will suddenly twist the entire story around, as it will no longer be just trying to deal with the world, it will be trying to deal with the conspiracy in the world. They will not be avoiding the police, they will be fighting the police. And that all comes at once. If it comes in tiny bits along the way, one here, one there, figuring out that this person is corrupt, this person is corrupt, or this person is not crazy. The therapist just made it look like she was crazy. She was crazy, this person, and maybe we should talk to this person because her crazy ramblings just means that she knows things, even if she's not very good at communicating it in a rational way. When these changes come along the way in little bits, it will seem like the mystery grows as it is discovered. It doesn't grow. The mystery was always there, but it seems bigger and bigger and bigger the more you find out that these seemingly random things were tied in directly to the mystery. And it's a bit of an art to tie things into a mystery like that. It's not easy to just go, oh, all these things are tied together. It often takes, it often requires designing the mystery before even starting on the story, at least designing the major and most important parts of it. But beyond that, you can run mysteries in many different ways. There is the very calm and quiet detective story where it's just a detective picking up clues. And I don't even know what genre to actually put that in. Maybe you could call it a pure mystery genre, uh, because it's all about the mystery. But very often there will be other genres in it. For example, it might be an action mystery where a lot of the things that are found, a lot of the clues, are hidden behind some kind of danger or challenge that ends up in some kind of action. Could be car chases, could be fights on rooftops, could be just chasing someone on foot down corridors or trying to find them in a dark basement or something like that. But action mysteries are perhaps the easiest to design, since a lot of the, well, action is fairly basic, straightforward. Action things happen. You want a clue? Here's an action scene, then you get a clue. But if you move on from that, there are many ways that a mystery can be more than just a mystery. The simplest ones actually dig into what I've already talked about, thriller, suspense, and horror. Mostly thriller and suspense for reasons that I'll get to in a moment. But a thriller mystery simply means that something about the mystery makes it incredibly tantalizing to find out what it is. It is a thrill to discover the mystery. It's not just, oh, that's the murderer. There is some kind of ticking clock or some kind of pressing danger or pressing situation that makes it a, I wouldn't say high octane, but it makes it thrilling to find out what the mystery is, because maybe something is going to happen if they don't find it out in time. Um, and if you push it a bit farther, you make it suspenseful. You're worried about what the answers to the mystery is. A good example of this is when along the way you find out that one of the five persons you're trying to solve the mystery with is actually in on the mystery. Someone in your group is a traitor and is just waiting for the moment to strike. And part of solving the mystery is to find out who that is or what they're going to do so that you can get ahead of them. So you're solving the mystery with people that you cannot trust. So you don't know if the information they give you is on the up and up, and you don't know what kind of information you can give to them, because maybe you're telling the traitor something that they know could reveal them down the line. So maybe you'd better keep that to yourself. But if you don't know who the traitor is, how do you know who you can tell what to? So the mystery becomes a suspense mystery because you're always nervous about what you can actually tell people and what you can trust from what you learn. What clues can you trust and what clues are fake or misleading? And if you push it into a horror mystery, that's when things start to get a bit dicey because, as mentioned, horror is about not knowing what to do. So, why are you trying to solve a mystery if you don't know what to do? How are you even trying to solve a mystery when you don't know what to do? And a lot of that will be that the mystery is the smaller part of it. You may not know what to do with the information you get out of the mystery. You may not know what to do along the way. But right now, the one thing you can do is try to figure out what the hell is going on, in the desperate hope that once you figure that out, you'll have a better idea what to do. But that is not a guarantee. And there are more ways that mysteries can be tied into other genres. Sci-fi mysteries may well be about some kind of mysterious science or a mystery problem with the science that is already known. Like, why are people who travel in travel through space, why are they beginning to go crazy and killing others? Why are frequent spaceship pilots, for unexplained reasons, starting to kill other spaceship pilots? What's going on there? Or why is a space station starting to fail, even though it's top of the line and has been operating perfectly for a very long time? Why is it suddenly starting to fail? Why maybe are more space stations starting to fail? Or maybe the space station is of a type that has been spread out across the galaxy, and now one of the very famous ones is starting to fail. Why is it starting to fail? And it could very well be entirely about the science of it. That it's about understanding how the space station works, but other things could get in the way of that, like people who don't want it to get out that the space station is starting to fail, people who have an invested interest in the space station, or people who are responsible for parts of the space station that don't want anyone to start pointing fingers at them. Or maybe people want the space station to keep failing because they are hiding something and using the failures to hide in. If there are cracks in the system, someone is going to try and use those cracks to slip through, or slip something through at least. And if you do a fantasy mystery, it could easily be magical creatures or some strange sorcery going on in perhaps in somewhat the same way as the science and science fiction. You can tie it to the genre that the mystery is about. That came out wrong. You can tie the mystery to the genre by making the mystery about something integral to the genre. Cyberpunk mysteries are fairly common, actually. A lot of cyberpunk literature and movies and so forth is actually about figuring out what's going on because everybody is more or less powerless and everybody gets, pardon my French, but screwed over half the time. So figuring out what you're into or what you're getting yourself into might just be a good idea, but the ones you're trying to work for may not want you sticking your nose in things. So that's a bit of a dilemma. And of course, things like post-apocalyptic stories often have mysteries tied to something that happened during or after or right before the apocalypse. Or maybe something from the old world that is starting to rear its head again. Maybe old systems are coming back online, or someone has found something from the old world and is making use of it and trying to figure out what's going on means trying to understand a part of the old world that doesn't exist in its original form anymore, but someone has found a way to use the remnants of it to their own advantage. In this way, you can tie mysteries very much to the genre, and you can use the other things I talked about to have the genre come alive through the mystery, in that the things that the mystery is about will start to become the reason for the challenges. Maybe someone is using secret tunnels from before the devastating war to hide in, and now that you're starting to look into it, suddenly people are showing up in places where they shouldn't show up, and you don't know that it's because they're using these tunnels, but along the way, you figure out that hey, someone is getting through some secret tunnels, and that's why people have been showing up in weird places. Oh my god, that means that people could be showing up anywhere. Nowhere is safe. And where have they been showing up already? What can I trust? Who can I trust? Who's talking to these people if they can show up anywhere without my knowing? So, yeah, you can use mysteries in many ways other than just being something to solve. The mystery can be both the goal of the story and the challenge along the way. And it could even be the helpful things. Maybe those tunnels are used by someone who is actually helping you deal with some problem, deal with a mystery, or deal with some other problem. Maybe you have to fight some local warlords at the same time, and for some strange reason, suddenly someone shows up out of nowhere, takes down an important warlord henchman, and just disappears. And it takes you a while to find out that, hey, there are tunnels. Maybe that's how my guardian angel suddenly showed up and slipped away before I could even talk to them. So there are many ways to use a mystery beyond just being something to find clues for. And I think I'll keep it at that because this video is running longer than they used to. So that's that for now.